Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to Hold the Ball, HTB. This is the last edition, I guess, of the preview, right, of the Warriors as we take on the Titans. You can probably say there's a lot to reflect on, and I think there is. I guess first things first, obviously, what a season, right? Obviously, 25 rounds, here we are, especially after our last game. A lot of things to say, but I guess that's what the post-season sort of videos are for, and obviously just a review of the season that was. First things first, I just want to say thank you to Roger Tobashek and what he's done for the Warriors as the boys lace up the boots for the last time. But in saying that as well, I just want to sort of remind you guys again that it's been a journey, and I thank you guys for being with me as well on a week-to-week basis as I've given you guys my sort of thoughts on the Warriors. And in saying that as well, I suppose this signifies the closing of a chapter regarding the Warriors in this little segment here until next time, right, next year. But in saying that, we've got an intro to get into, so pass me the ball. Alright, so the Warriors have named their list today, and no matter how devastated we feel or angry we've felt, or maybe we just don't care, not sure, we sort of sit there, but look, Teamless Tuesday has come, and here I am, excited, ready for another week. It is what it is. So the Warriors have put out a squad, so I'll give you guys a squad, and then sort of like the thoughts, improvements, key players, anytime try scorer, predictions, as well as conclusion. So without further ado, we'll get into it. So Reece Walsh is the fullback, Daniel Watson, Selesnik, and Montoya are the wingers, Hiku as well as Berry are the centers, and Shania Harris-Tavita as well as O'Sullivan are the halves. In the props, you have Adam Fanor-Blake as well as Matt Lodge, and Egan is the hooker. For the second rows, you have Curran as well as Aitken, and then for the lock, you have Cernan. For the bench, you have Nikorima, Katoa, Evans, as well as Jermaine Brown. And then for the reserves, we have Tavanga, Pompey, Murchie, as well as Gossi. Now, my overall thoughts of the team, I guess first things first really is, look, it is what it is. Obviously, I'll probably say this is probably our best team. Probably surprised with Tavanga being in the reserves there. For as well not playing. As for Lodge, we'll have to wait and see, I suppose. Really, I did hear that he was suspended or going to be suspended, so we'll have to wait on that. Again, it's all about looking at what Reece Walsh can do. Again, the wonder kid, the young recruit. It's about seeing what he can do in this game here, particularly as he matches up against Jaden Campbell as well, so it'll be a spicy sort of a matchup. I'm looking forward to seeing how Shania Harris-Tavita as well as Sean O'Sullivan gel. Part of me thinks that combination there holds the key to our success. In saying that, obviously we'll have to wait and find out. I'm probably a bit happy. Well, I'm happy that Barry's in the squad, but look, in saying that Cernan, I had my doubts about him, and I still do. However, from a defensive end, 50 plus tackles, I suppose you can't really deny that. So we'll just have to wait and see. Again, the squad here, there's not too much to inflate or probably to get hyped up about. Probably more so because of the recent performances. But in saying that, obviously, you just got to sort of take it as it comes. Now, my thoughts on the team overall, I guess, look, I guess I just summed it. But if one thing's, just to say one more thing, I guess, it's probably a team that hopefully can get it done. That's it. That's just my thoughts on it. The improvements, again, defense. It has quite literally been the theme of the year, right? And I guess no different in our last game. So defense is key. Defense is pivotal. Defense is the only thing that will help us. Obviously, again, you're sort of looking at the front row forwards to do something, as they have been, Adam Fanor-Blake in particular. With Matt Lodge, I like him. I enjoy his gameplay. But again, I'm not even sure if he's on the team. I'm not even sure, honestly. So a part of me sort of thinks that's probably why Jermaine Brown's been called up, I guess, and Evans maybe just in case, but we'll have to see there. Again, I'm looking at this game and I'm just looking again at the backs too. You've got Berry, Hiku. It's his last game for us before he goes to North Queensland and joins the Cowboys. So again, just a few sort of things that come into play, right? Particularly with Hiku going. So yeah, that's all like my overall thoughts. So yeah, the key players. So I've highlighted them. For the Warriors, I have Berry, I have Chanel Harris-Tavita, as well as Adam Fanor-Blake, Matt Lodge, and Josh Curran as well. I think Josh Curran should have, hopefully, a bounce-back game where we see him at his best. He hasn't been at his best in the last 2 games. I'm not too sure why. Is it because the opposition have sort of found him out? Is it because he's been lacking form? I'm not too sure what it is, but definitely on the road to a bounce-back game. So that's what I sort of hope there for Josh Curran. And as I say that as well, obviously, you look at the Titans, and for the Titans, I've penciled in Jaden Campbell, Fogarty. I've also penciled in Fotueka as well as Fifita, and you can sort of go from there. Particularly looking at Fotueka as well, he's a very good, strong ball runner. He's got a lot of energy too, by the way, and he's a hard hitter. So he'll be very effective, I think, anyway, in the scheme of things. And obviously Fogarty as well, just the way he's leading the pack. And there was that little battle between him and Sexton, and I think he's ultimately won at the end. But in saying that, obviously competition is good. Look, this Titans team's going to be versing the Titans team. Look, let's not try and get it twisted. They're going to come into this game very hungry. Obviously, they've lost some games that they shouldn't have lost, realistically. Some games where they've had the upper hand, or some games where they haven't. But the point being, though, is that they're hungry, they're determined, and if there's one thing the Warriors have shown is that we crack under pressure. So any team that actually has an ounce of grit in them, we usually fall over, lay on our back, and just let them run over us. It's not pretty sort of saying that, but I think that is probably the reality of what's been. Obviously, a summation of the season. We look back to the 7 losses in a row, right? And you sort of look at that and you think, well, if you're versing a team like the Titans, who, we did have the wood over too, by the way, we beat them in our first encounter. You're probably thinking that encounter 2, they're probably going to be really wanting to win this game, obviously. And for us, well, of course we do too, right? But I just feel like when it comes to who wants it more, the Warriors unfortunately just don't have their hands up at the moment. Whether it's a mental thing, whether that's just an on-form thing, I'm not too sure. But again, the players mentioned, Fifita as well, I expect them to have an absolute barnstorming game. Look for him to run around, tackle, run, and just run. Again, how do we meet that? I'm not too sure. Obviously, I can sort of point to it and say defense, but I mean, our defense hasn't even been on par against even some of the probably not noticeable runners. So what do you do when someone who actually is a runner runs? But yeah, look, I guess that's sort of it. And obviously we're going to be versing Herbert as well. So yeah, again, just one of those games, where you verse the opposition. Who's a player for you? Similar to Charles Nicole Klukstad from last week. Anytime try scorer. So for me, I've penciled in Chanel Harris-Tavita. Probably like some crazy zappy run or a kick of some sort, but expect him and Walsh to do something. That's one thing I'm looking out for, looking at and seeing how these guys gel. Again, with Walsh's kicking game is going to be important, goal kicking, that is. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. And then for the Titans, I've got down David Fifita. That is a no given to me personally. I think that's almost a necessity. Every Titans game, he needs to score. So I think that's him there. Look, I guess the push comes to shove moment here is the prediction, and look, I can sort of try and sweeten this up for you guys, but I think it's probably best that we don't. In this game here, obviously the Titans haven't been on form. We haven't been on form. The reality is it could go either way. That's the way I'm sort of looking at it. It could be like a literal coin toss, or literally winning by 1 point either team. Obviously, again, the Titans did show a lot of grit and determination in that loss prior against the Knights, whereas the Warriors, as we know, with my review and, I guess, analysis of the game, wasn't too good, wasn't too flash. But if I was to predict this game, just purely from a harvest point is where I'm looking at. Again, you can look at sort of like the backs, but I think in terms of experience and just overall forward pack, I do see this being a very forward-heavy game. Again, I'm going to expect to see a little Fasua Maliawi running with the ball, a little Fotueka, as I mentioned. Then you've got Proctor as well as Fermor, and then obviously again, you unlock the beast in Fifita, who'll be coming off the bench, who is a very good solid player. If you compare him to Katoa, I think in terms of an offensive sort of game plan, you get more out of Fifita. However, obviously with Katoa, he's got a good ball game with him, good passing game, and I just think he just gels well. In saying that, I would have probably put Curran at lock, Katoa at second row, and Siren in the bench, but again, that is not my call to make. Anyway, back to the prediction. Sorry, just sort of went down a bit of a road there. The prediction for me personally, look, it's like I said, it's going to be tough. And I want to be realistic about this. I really do genuinely want to back the Warriors here. I do. But if any of their recent performances have shown us anything, particularly the season, right? This is the last game. Warriors just, it's all going well to sort of nearly be there, but nearly being there is just not there, is it? It's not really enough. For this game here, my apologies, guys, but I think I'm going to be tipping the Titans, regrettably. I think the Titans will probably be a bit too good. They've got a lot on the line, and this is one game for them that realistically they shouldn't be losing. They're the ones that should be winning this game. But yeah, obviously in saying that, we'll have to wait and see. But I do see the Titans winning this game. I see this game, probably 30 points to 12 is how I see it. Again, we'll have to wait and see, but that's my sort of go there. But in saying that, obviously there's a conclusion, and I sort of want to end it with a quote, right? I failed over and over and over again in my life, and that's why I succeed. And that's a quote from Michael Jordan, the very famous, as you guys know, NBA basketballer. He used to play for the Chicago Bulls. Now, obviously, in that quote there, it's sort of reminiscent of how we've been, and obviously we've failed and we've failed and we've failed again. Unfortunately, though, there just hasn't been any succession. So my point, though, is that in this last game here, can the Warriors mentally prepare? Can the Warriors mentally adapt and be ready for what's happening? Can they show a bit of fight, a bit of heart, a bit of guts and bravado? That's what I'm looking for, especially in this game here as well. I'm going to be questioning their defense, their heart. But I look in saying that, obviously, it is what it is. It's probably a sweet and sour sort of a preview, this game here. Obviously, I do want the boys to win. We'll see what happens, though. No holding my breath here. I guess the two last, I'm going off based off the two last sort of performances. But in saying that, guys, obviously, thanks again for watching. I appreciate it. Tell me what your thoughts are. Am I way off? Am I on point? Do you feel the same? Do you not feel the same? If you're a Titans fan, what do you think about it? But look, in saying that, guys, thanks again for watching. I appreciate it very much. And Warriors, if you want to win, what did they do? Hold the ball. See you guys next time.